Good evening, campers. Welcome to Galactic Daily News, the evening edition for the 1st of July, 2019. So, I did a few things, and if you follow me on Facebook, you'll know. Did a little cleaning in the bathroom. The bathroom's not huge, so it didn't take me but a couple of minutes to sweep off all the millipede corpses and anything else that was on the floor. And then I shaved, trimmed the foliage a little bit. I plan on keeping the beard. I just, for one thing, because I'm lazy. For another, I'm really not fond of my face, and it helps disguise the ugliness. Washed my hair, which was tiring. Any of you who saw the picture on Facebook, sorry, still getting a little twinge of pain from the incision. Not a lot, nothing serious or anything like that. It's just every once in a while a little twinge there. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. Washing the hair. That requires a little special preparation because I can't get this bandage wet at all. So I have to wrap a towel around my neck that covers that, so any liquid that splashes gets soaked up by the towel. And because I have to keep this covered and can't get it wet, I can't actually take a regular shower. So I have to bend over the edge of the bathtub. And fortunately, I've got one of those shower heads on a hose, so that makes it easier. But it's still very tiring. And by the time I'm done with it, I'm ready for a nap. Well, then I made myself something to eat, which I actually cooked, which is a good thing. Not, nothing special, just some tuna helper. But having to stay there standing at the stove, stirring constantly for, 20 minutes or so, again, tiring. So by the time I was done with that, I was ready for a nap. So I went into the bedroom, took a nap for about an hour and a half. Woke up with a screaming sinus headache. Now, my sinus headaches are not fun. Usually what happens is the left side of my sinuses gets plugged up, which is how it is right now. And that causes swelling of the sinuses back here, which causes this eye to feel like it's going to pop out and is incredibly painful. Now, I used to take a product called Comtrex for this, but then I stopped having them shortly after I moved down here. But they've returned, and I think it has something to do with the pollen schedule around here. Now, we're not having a lot of pollen right now, but for some reason I'm getting those headaches again. So, and in the meantime, apparently they've stopped making Comtrex. Or it's available online. So right now, and I couldn't afford it anyway. Shit, if it was available at the store next door, I couldn't afford it. So, I've tried taking like the Tylenol, sinus, night and day stuff and whatnot, and it doesn't really help. Ibuprofen helps, because ibuprofen reduces the swelling. So I took a couple, and I'm waiting for that to kick in. And also, believe it or not, walking helps. At one time, about 10 years ago, I had a killer sinus headache, and I needed to go to a friend's house who lived, across town. It was about a 45-minute walk, I guess. And I started out on it, despite, feeling someone was driving a 10-penny nail through the side of my head. And just the walking, the action, the getting the blood flowing. By the time I got there, headache was gone. I felt great. But again, unfortunately, I can't do a lot of walking around here because I can't do a lot of walking. Um, you know, I got up. I had one the other night, and I got up and I tried walking just around the house, and 10 minutes of that, um, and I needed to sit down. 10 minutes of walking. I used to walk everywhere. Since I gave up my license, I walked every place. You know, and if it was too far to walk, you know, when I was working at the dollar store in Utica, and it was, you know, from one end of Utica to the other is not one end of High Point to the other. One end of Utica to the other is a 2-hour walk. So I'd get the bus, but I'd have to walk to the bus stop, and then I'd get off at the closest one to the mall, and I'd have to walk to the mall, and then walk in the mall, through the mall, and I'd spend all day walking through the store. So, you know, I used to be able to do shit like that, and I can't now. And it's not all about getting old. It's about the fact that my kidney failure robs me of the red blood cells I need to carry oxygen around. And the stuff they're giving me helps, but it doesn't get my RBC count up to where it's supposed to be. So, got that going for me, which is nice. Yeah. Anyway, so that's enough about me bitching about this shit. Wanted once again to thank everybody who's donated to cause. We're very close to getting what we need. We're about $200 short at this point, which is amazing. You guys have been amazing. I'd call out your names like I've seen done on other podcasts, but like I said, I'm a big privacy person. You know, let me know if it's okay for me to call out your name, or if you just want to remain anonymous to the general public. That's very cool with me as well. But I don't want anybody to think that I don't appreciate them. I do. You guys have been awesome, incredibly awesome. So if you want to continue to donate, or if any of you haven't and plan on it, you can go to patreon.com/Cairman and start a monthly donation there for as little as $5 a month. Or you can go to PayPal, and my handle there is Cairman@yahoo.com. Quite a few people have taken the PayPal route. That's perfectly fine. Now, it's been suggested that I set up a GoFundMe campaign. It's been strongly suggested by two people who I consider friends. So I'm going to look into that. And other folks have suggested other things for me to do to help survive, agencies and whatnot. And I will get to all of those, because I'd rather take, well, actually, no, I wouldn't rather take the government's money than yours, because I'm not a big believer in government charity. But hey, at this point, I'm willing to do anything in order to survive. That's how desperate it's gotten. And one thing I do want to say, and I appreciate all the suggestions, and a lot of them are very good suggestions that I should be handling. Right now, it's hard for me to do everything. It's impossible for me to do everything that I want / need to do. I prioritize everything. What's more important, than this. Right now, dealing with the government agencies, Social Security, basically, that's my highest priority. And I have to prioritize things because I don't have time / energy to do all the things that I need to be doing. I thought when they first started talking about hemodialysis that I'd sit there in the chair, and while they were cleaning my blood, I'd be able to do all sorts of stuff, especially since they got Wi-Fi. No, not possible, because practically from the moment that I sit in that chair, I get tired and just need a nap, which that chair is a great place for napping. And then after the after the treatment, by the time I get home, I'm exhausted, and I didn't know why. I'm like, hey, I just sat there and napped in a chair for 4 hours. Why am I still freaking tired? And I asked one of the nurses there, and he's like, yeah, that happens. He goes, because it's the very act of us sucking your blood out and putting it back in tires you out. Well, I didn't know that. Yay. So there's another 3 to 4 hours wasted. Now, on the days I don't do dialysis, I'm perfectly able to do stuff. But then again, I have to prioritize stuff because I can't do all the things that I need to do. So I have to prioritize the heavy hitters, and then some stuff, is down at the bottom and gets lost in the shuffle. I'm applying for Social Security and chasing that snake. I had to look into unemployment, which I can't get because I'm trying to apply for Social Security. They won't do that. Okay. I was trying to figure out what that bump was there, and it turns out that's the fistula. Yay. My veins have grown muscles in that area apparently. So, but yeah, I don't have time to do anything, and some stuff gets lost in the shuffle. And sometimes people suggest things which are very good suggestions, and then they're like, why haven't you done that yet? No, I don't have the time, guys. I really don't have the time and the energy in a lot of places, a lot of cases. Like right now, I'm dealing with this sinus headache, waiting for the ibuprofen to kick in, getting up and walking around every few minutes, so in order to try and defeat this thing. In a minute, I'm going to go and make myself another sandwich, and hopefully, the act of just moving around doing that is going to help. But yeah, I just did. So if you've suggested something and I haven't done it yet, please don't think I didn't like your suggestion or whatnot. Because if you suggest something, if it's something I don't think is going to work, I'm going to say so. I need to go over that with the electric razor again. Yeah, I'm going to say so. Say, hey, no, I don't think this thing is going to work for me because blah, blah, blah. Or maybe because I tried it before and it didn't help. It's like, if somebody's... I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this, but let's say somebody suggests I go to a prayer group in order to help with my situation. No, I'm not going to do that. And it's not because I won't have time or energy to do that. It's because I do not believe that those type of things work. Okay? And, any of you who are Christians and, are big believers in that, have fun with it. That's great. I'm glad you have something to believe in. That's not something I believe in. Okay? So, I wouldn't do that. But I will tell you up front, thanks for the suggestion, not something I'm going to do. And you and I can have a discussion about it, which I will, if it carries on too long, I will eventually stop responding to that discussion because I don't have the time. It's like I pretty much stopped responding. I've stopped responding to a few political discussions that I've had because I found that there are people who, well, their minds are stuck in one position, and they won't respond. They will argue you to death that their position is correct. And I don't care if your position is correct or incorrect or whatever. I post articles and whatnot in order to start some discussion, but I don't get people who want to actually consider another side. They want to shut you down, period. And after a while, I just stop responding to those folks. I'll respond like about 5-6 times, and then I'm done. Because nothing I say is going to change your mind. You may say something that would change my mind. haven't come upon that yet. But nothing about, you can tell early on when nothing you say is going to change somebody's mind. But I don't want to get off on a political points rant here for that. This is not the place for that. So anyway, and I've already taken up 15 minutes of your time. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now. Again, please share, subscribe, comment if you'd like. Definitely like the video, either on Facebook or YouTube. And sorry, itchy chest. That was fine. Yeah, please, so do that. If you're going to donate, remember it's at paypal.com. My email there is careman@yahoo.com, or you can go to patreon.com for a monthly donation, patreon.com/careman. All right, so time for me to get off this horse and see about making myself a good sandwich. Y'all be cool.
Everybody be cool. You be cool.